Dashe Sonia Kenmi, that's my name. Welcome to my channel. There's a well in my house. It's right in front of the house, and that's what has been serving us water for a long time. Since 2020, we've been using that as a source of water. This year, that's 2025. This is the first time that we've ever experienced this situation. So even when it's dry season, so January, February, March, where that's the peak of dry season in Plateau State, the well has never run dry. But this is the first time that the well has run dry, right? And oh, it put us into a panic because we've never had to go and look for water since the well was dug. It's always served us. And so when the water got dry, the well got dry, it took us aback. Like, how is it even possible that this well is drying? Because we live in an area where there's a lot of water. So why now? We had to rely on a neighbor, very good woman. Our gratitude goes to her. Really, we had to rely on her to get water. So, but there's small water that comes, and my sister said, well, highest one, two, or three buckets of water you can get from the well. So that's how much it can produce at the moment. So we've been depending on our neighbor to get water, right? And today in the morning, I just kept thinking about it. I was like, oh, I needed to get water because I dislike when there's no water. Like, even when I'm not going to do anything, let me just see water. Let me see that there's water. I dislike not having water. And for the first time, we've had to prioritize different things because there's no water. Suddenly realize how important water is. And it's just been crazy. So I went to fetch water in the well and I fetched the first bucket, I fetched the second bucket, fetched the third and fourth bucket, fetched the fifth and sixth bucket, and the water was still available. It hadn't, become muddled up. It was still clean. And I was still fetching. I ended up fetching about between 10 to 12 buckets because I was using two buckets at a time. I ended up fetching between, no, 8 to 10 buckets, let me see, not 10 to 12. Sometimes past trauma also can affect the way you view things. Because my sister had been fetching water for about 2, 3 days, and all she was getting was 2 to 3 buckets of water, she automatically assumed that that's the best that can be gotten from that well. So there are times that you can be experienced something before, you're more reluctant to go back to that place because you have experienced it at that level. Now, if I had followed what she had experienced, I wouldn't have realized that there was water in the well that would have gotten me, 10 buckets. But just because she's experienced it yesterday doesn't mean that that's going to be the same experience today. That doesn't mean it's going to be the same experience in 2 weeks, 3 weeks time. So you have to be willing and open that just because a situation didn't serve you before, it probably wasn't the right time, but that situation when it comes again, that season when it comes again, can serve you and serve you even better. I want to hear your thoughts, so let me know. And while I was fetching, you got me thinking. Apostle Paul said that I know how to abase and I know how to abound. But a lot of us don't know how to abase and abound. If you grew up in affluence, if you grew up in money, and suddenly you don't have that money, you don't know how to act. And even though we try as much as possible to say that our identity doesn't come from either having money or not having money, either having all our needs met and not having all our needs met, unfortunately, it happens that that is how it is. So somebody who is rich cannot live in poverty or will struggle for the most part to live in poverty. Also, somebody who has lived in poverty will find it extremely hard to live like somebody who has had money all the while. I mean, look at it, even if you're not rich, right, but you have moved from one level to the next level, if you come back down to the level that you were previously, it's difficult to live like that. But the best way to live life is to know when to abound and when to abase, is know how to live in affluence and enjoy it. And when you are living in lack, to also enjoy it. As you're watching this video, subscribe, share, and drop your comments in the comment section. So while there was no water and we had to depend on the neighbor to get water from her place, um, there were options that were available to us. Dig another well, finally get water like from the water board into the house, or build a borehole. Those were the three options available to us. Just trying to pick which was the right fit for us brought me to another realization that sometimes when difficult things happen to us, the difficult situation is a landing pad for you to choose better, for you to become better. A difficult situation comes, you make that difficult choice to upgrade yourself. For example, you have the opportunity to go to a prestigious school, but you don't have any money. And you think, oh, instead of going to this prestigious school, how about I just, manage the community college, or, just drop out of school altogether and start a trade or learn a business or whatever it is, right? But maybe going to that prestigious school would help open better doors for you. You decide the easier road, you decide to follow the easy way out, but in the long run that easy way out doesn't serve you. That difficult situation is your landing pad to doing better. When you start exercising, if you've never exercised before and you start exercising, or you've exercised before and you stop exercising, when you start the first week or so, you'll be so sour, your muscles will ache, but that's a good thing, because the aching of the muscles is it's because your muscles are beginning to expand. They're trying to accommodate growth. Growth is not easy. Look at a baby who is growing their teeth for the first time. That first tooth coming out. They're crying all the time. They even get a fever because growth is difficult. But you can choose the easy way out and not learn, not be better, not grow. It starts with the way you look at the difficult situation. Don't think that the difficult situation is there to harm you, or to make you suffer. Can you be harmed? Yes. Can you suffer? Yes. But there's a greater opportunity in that suffering. There's a greater opportunity in that difficult situation for you to get better. And sometimes, when we are abasing, is it feels like God is against us. It feels like God is after us. And I know that we have heard quite a number of teachings that make it look like if you are experiencing a drought, if you're experiencing a season of drought, that God has deserted you. We imagine with the kind of power that Elijah had, that he spoke to the rain, it's not going to rain. And the rain did not fall for 3 years. It was the same Elijah that was at the mercy of a widow in Zarephath. It was the same Elijah that was being fed by the birds. He knew that just because, he was not experiencing the largesse of life, that God had abandoned him. No, God never abandons his own. He said it countless times that he will not leave us nor forsake us. He will never leave your side nor forsake you. But you have to learn to enjoy life, enjoy the fullness of life, eat, drink, enjoy life. But you should also be able to enjoy when the food is lean, when there is no wine at your table, when the perks of that big life is not there anymore. You have to learn to enjoy life even in your seasons of drought. Because the beautiful thing about seasons is that they come and they go. I mean, we're in the dry season now, and by April, May, the rains will be here and the wells will be full. But what did you do in that time when you didn't have? Did you curse God, or did you rejoice that God had presented an opportunity for an upgrade for you? It could be that you upgraded your mind. It could be that you upgraded your body. It could be that you upgraded, somebody close to you. Every season is an opportunity for you to grow. So whether it's a difficult situation or it's a blessed situation, learn to abase and to abound. I hope this helps you. Until next time.